on spitting lyrics. Took a break from the ring, cause I want you all to hear this. Coming in a medium, nobody expected.
Hey.
Fuck, I already fucked it up.
Haha.
Fuck it, we're doing it live. Ah. God damn it. Of course I managed to screw this one up right away. So,
This is the-
how you been, Trevor? It's been a while since you've been on.
Yeah, I've been good. Just been doing school and shit. Trying to get a job in the middle of summer is never easy, but
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's always fun.
yeah, just been sort of chilling otherwise. How you been?
Been good. Kind of just been focusing on working so I have cash for when I go to the US. Let's see.
Because everyone knows you gotta buy all of the fried foods when you come to the US.
I'm not gonna buy any deep fried Twinkies, okay? That was a big mistake. Also, as far as we see in the chat right now, we have Taco, who I still want to thank for the donations yesterday for the $20. Thank you, good sir. So yeah. Now, we both have seen Ant-Man, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what's your thoughts on that movie?
The first one?
Yeah.
I really liked it. I thought the first Ant-Man did really well introducing him to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I didn't really know too much about him prior, other than that he was like Marvel's version of the Atom, I guess, because
right.
like I looked at a lot of DC stuff like in the comics, so
Yeah, I had no knowledge about Ant-Man at all. So, you went in having some knowledge at least.
yeah, I knew like his basic powers. I just didn't know what he was gonna be like. I guess I don't know if he was gonna be like a quirky character or like a more reserved character or whatever.
Oh no, I knew the character weren't gonna be reserved at all. Because Paul Rudd. And if you've seen him in anything, you know the kind of character he most likely will be playing.
Yeah, I just meant like based on like I assumed for whatever reason that since Ant-Man is like a more scientific character that he might be like more of a nerd in the role, but I was wrong.
Yeah, that's the thing. Ant-Man never were the science guy of the team. He was just the guy who happened to stumble upon the suit.
He's just a really good thief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, the second one, he isn't.
Yeah, second one.
He seems a lot more clumsy.
Yeah, I mean, I think. Well, I guess spoilers for the first one. If you haven't seen the first one,
Oh,
sorry.
No. It's been a long enough time. We're in
like-
phase 3 now.
Yeah, like his life has calmed down by the point of the second one, to the point where I think he might have just sort of become too comfortable, maybe. I don't know.
With the second one, well, he fucked up during the, or he ended up getting fucked over during the Civil War.
Yeah, but like, if you remember, they said he was like forced to be under house arrest for 2 years, and it was
Yeah.
close to the end of that period, so he's been in his house for like 2 years.
Yeah,
doing
how
nothing.
convenient. 2 days before he was gonna get let loose.
Mhm.
Everything
Yeah.
happened to just suddenly appear.
Yeah, it is funny how like literally everything in the movie happened like
How convenient.
right before that.
Yeah. So yeah, besides that, I knew something like few small things about the whole controversy about Edward Wright being the writer for the first movie.
What was that about? I don't think I ever heard about that.
Basically, there were like Edward Wright was put on as the screenwriter for Ant-Man 1, and then they had someone rewrite it, I think, or something like that, and like I think there were talks about him being director at some point, and then things change, because of course they do.
Yeah, I mean, I think I like vaguely heard about that, but in the end, it didn't really change the results of the movie.
Oh no, it still was one. For me, it's one of the probably my top 5 Marvel films.
Yeah, I mean, one of the reasons I enjoyed it is because it was able to impress me so much and also still remains sort of standalone while also being in the Marvel universe. Like it was nice.
Yeah.
Not having to be linked to any other movies immediately.
Yeah, I think Ant-Man is the only actual Marvel film that has been able to stand on its own, like, without anything. Actually, I take that back. Doctor Strange as well. Those two are 2 solid films that can stand on their own without actually having anything with Marvel to do in them.
Yeah, if anything, they influence the Marvel universe by being there.
And Guardians.
Yeah,
That it was true up until Infinity Wars, at least.
And
then Thanos happened.
Thanos.
Yeah. So yeah, that's our thoughts on the first one, at least. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think, without saying anything about the second one yet, just right off the bat, I didn't like it as much as the first one. I think that's like pretty obvious based on, I don't know, I think that's the general opinion. Most people liked the first one more.
Yeah, that's kinda. Honestly, I actually really liked this movie. Like, the second one felt like a solid sequel.
Yeah, I will say I watched Critical on YouTube.
Yeah.
I watched his moist meter, like, movie review of it, and he gave it like a 50-something%. And I was like,
no, it's not 50.
Yeah.
That's
after I saw it, I was like, that's not 50, but it's definitely not like
I would say it's a solid 7.
Yeah, 7 or 8. Like, it's all right.
Fucking hell, you're still generous with the fucking scores. Also, welcome to the stream, Lord Byron.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just gotta make sure we include everyone. Yeah, I don't know. I guess the comedy in this one was a bit more lighthearted, and honestly, I think I preferred that.
Yeah, it definitely, like, it didn't feel forced.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know about you, but from the first movie, when I'm so bad with character names. The sidekick of Ant-Man.
Oh, Funny Man? I forget his name.
That guy. When he tries to explain things, in the first one, that was actually kind of funny.
Yeah.
In this one, it didn't work at all.
Yeah, this one, it was literally just rehashing.
Yeah, but in that way, well, you don't even need to see the first film to actually watch this one.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing you need to know, they explain to you, which is that he's he stole the Ant-Man suit to go help Captain America, and that's it.
Yeah, that's all.
Like that's known out the gates. Like even if you haven't seen any other movies,
Yeah.
and it explains all of his circumstances in the movie. One thing I heard that Charlie didn't like from the Moistometer was just how many times they used the word quantum in the movie.
I mean,
Which
they made fun of that in the movie as well.
they did, and also I will say, just when it comes to quantum theories, like the word quantum is overused just in general.
That was the
Like,
joke.
well, yeah, that's the joke, but it's also like in actuality, like every single fucking thing is quantum something.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. I guess this is one of the reasons why I actually appreciate this film. Is the fact that they have all this sciencey shit in the film, but they don't try to like over explain things. It's like we already know the main basic. Ant-Man can shrink down to the point where it's too dangerous to shrink. Yeah, okay. That it's a simple concept. They just I don't know. They don't go too in depth when it comes to quantum physics and so on. And I don't know. I kind of appreciate that they just keep it simple and clean.
yeah, I mean, a lot of the stuff they had to just sort of they couldn't explain because there's
True.
like there's a lot of stuff that you don't understand that happens in the quantum zone.
Yeah.
Which I appreciated, and also I'll just say, like, whenever they do go to the quantum zone, that's not a spoiler. That happens at some point. They go there, and it's very, very pretty. Like I really enjoyed the visuals in that part. It was like a drug trip.
Yeah, it felt like Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
At least the beginning part of it when he goes small.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, the fact that like whenever they go there, everything's just constantly changing, as is the nature of quantum things.
Yeah.
Like it was really cool looking.
Yeah. So like besides that, the action in the film, I got kind of surprised that it was spread out as much as it was.
Yeah, I mean, there were definitely some cool things that did happen. Uh, I'll say one in particular. It's part of it shown in the trailer is when the Wasp is fighting the bad guys in the trucks, and she like shrinks and then kicks through the window and all that stuff.
Yeah, or another scene from the trailer. You just got past.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like the fact that this is the second time I've seen a Hello Kitty advertisement in a Marvel film.
Wait, what was the first one?
Deadpool.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah,
So
fuck.
that I don't know. Are comics fans that much into Hello Kitty? Is that what I'm trying to do?
I mean, as a comic fan, I can very securely say I do not like Hello Kitty. So, I don't know where that demographic is coming from. It might just be like all the women on the cruise with like children that are like let's see if we can get a Hello Kitty into the movie to make these kids happy. Because like I guess Marvel movies are seen by kids a lot,
I mean, yeah.
but like I don't know. It's become more of like I assume the demographic has shifted from kids to more like uh late teens, adults sort of thing, especially after Deadpool.
Well, let's be fair. A lot of the comic books over a longer amount of time now has been aimed toward a bit more adult audience, as in not kids but teenagers, uh, early 20s, maybe
Yeah.
mid 20s. But
hmm
still, this one got all like it became almost kind of ridiculous in the sense of being a comic book movie, especially after the last three that came out now.
Yeah, I don't know. Some of the shrinking and making things big gags were like they were ridiculous, but they were meant to be ridiculous. Like
Yeah,
I guess, like you said, in a comic book sense, and I enjoyed that. Like fucking carrying a building around like a suitcase.
yeah,
Like,
it's a good visual, and I don't know, it's coming off of both Black Panther and Infinity Wars. Like this was so goddamn lighthearted that I don't I don't know if it fits in.
yeah, I mean, you saw the after credit scenes, right?
Yes. We'll get around to that. We just do a spoiler-free section before we
Yeah,
jump in.
yeah, because like I don't know. I think for the most part, well, they did mention Captain America quite a few times because, of course, that's like the crux of why he's in the situation. But other
Yeah,
than that, they sort
why he's in house arrest? Yeah,
yeah, they sort of don't mention anything else except for like I think they mentioned Shield like once or twice, but
yeah,
that's
but that's in that's not really that much of a tie-in. Like
yeah. I
that's just
mean,
explaining a bit of backstory of a few
yeah. I mean,
characters.
you sort of assume at this point that Shield has sort of got its teeth in everything.
Yeah.
Like that's just a given.
Uh.
Uh,
Okay. Bad guy or not villain. It's not a fucking
anti
villain. Yeah.
anti-hero, not hero. Just
I think the best way we can describe it is the conflict of the movie.
confused person.
Yeah. Not really. They act on. They want to get things done their way,
Yeah.
no matter what. So yeah, I'm trying to not spoil shit. It's kind of hard, but yeah, I really enjoyed this small villain.
Yeah, I mean, it's very visually pleasing. Uh, just all the things that they did with that. And also I noticed uh, they were able to do a lot of action scenes without as much damage because of this villain,
Yeah.
uh, which probably saved them money for the bigger films. Because I mean, is it a spoiler saying what the villain's ability is, really?
Uh,
I mean,
I'm not sure, to be honest. Did they show it in the trailer?
I think they show the villain in the trailer, but I don't know if they show the villain doing anything. Let me actually just check without audio really quick.
Yeah, let's try not to spoil anything. This is one of those movies that I would actually recommend going in watching, not in 3D though.
I watched it standard.
Yeah, I
I
saw
don't
it in
know.
3D
hmm
in an empty theater and on the fucking big screen.
Yeah. Also, speaking of empty theaters, let me tell a fucking story about my theater. Just really quick, since
Yeah.
we're still in the spoiler-free section. I sat down. So what happened was yesterday I bought my ticket for or no, the day before I bought a ticket for like midnight showing, but it turned out the ticket was for the midnight after that midnight. So like last night's midnight. So I came yesterday to the theater and I just went into the showing before at like 10:50, just like early. And I sat down in like a basically empty theater in the middle. And then this big group of guys came up to me and they're just like, "Hey man, we bought these seats. We registered our tickets and bought these seats." And I was like, "Okay." And then I just moved to the row behind them. But my brain is just like, entire fucking theater's empty. There's just one guy sitting in the seats that you, I guess, bought, and you decide to make him move, even though like literally every other row is empty. Like, and no one else came in after them. That was it. So it's like fucking why?
Yeah, that's that would have seemed kind of sketchy.
I mean, the tickets do have the seat numbers on them, and I wasn't technically in the right theater anyways, but it still like,
yeah, those kind of things happens once in a while. To be
yeah.
fair.
Also, I'm looking at the trailer and I don't see any signs of the villain doing anything, so oh well. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah. Let's see. Howdy Doc. So you. Okay, so he's gonna just finish up his episode of Luke Cage, and he'll be around.
Oh yeah, I think Luke Cage released its second season, right?
Have no idea. I have yet to see any Marvel shows, to be honest. Actually, I saw the first season of Daredevil, and we saw the first 2 episodes of Inhumans.
Oh yeah, the fucking stupid ass. They could have done so much better with Inhumans. Honestly, like
Yeah, the thing is, they already had a good villain to go off of.
anyways, I don't want to get off track. That's
That's for
some-
another day. Oh god, that we can go on with that one for a while.
Yeah. What else? Yeah, I will say like the comedy writing was still really good for this movie. But it wasn't as like it wasn't as focused on him being a criminal because he's not a criminal anymore. Like the whole focus of the first movie was, it's funny, he's a criminal, but he's working at Baskin Robbins.
Yeah.
Like the whole movie was just him trying to not be seen as a criminal.
Honestly, I wish they would have had more dad jokes.
Yeah, I mean, they had a few good ones.
Yeah,
Or not dad jokes, but just like
there were
really
a few
funny,
good
like
ones. Yeah.
like touching moments.
Yeah.
Like the actress for the daughter, like I really enjoyed just
Oh yeah,
all of the
she's
scenes.
really good.
Yeah, like whenever I expected her to do something and she did something else, like I don't. Basically, she's just really. She saves the movie. She saves Ant-Man.
Yeah, you're not wrong about that. Like, in general, I would recommend this movie. The thing is, I really want to talk about the more specific things, but we got to go into spoilers for that.
Yeah, I would say, well, been streaming for about 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Do you want to go to 30 or 45 without spoilers?
Let's go to 30.
30? All right.
Because yeah, that gives us enough time to also give a bit of a rating and.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question. Who is this movie actually aimed towards?
Uh, that's a hard one because I don't know. I mean, I know like most Marvel movies are aimed just in general at teens and young adults, but
Yeah, but this one specifically didn't feel like the other Marvel films.
yeah, I don't know what was. Tell me what you're thinking, because I'm pulling a blank on what I.
Mm, I don't. Honestly, I have no idea.
Because like
Mm,
I enjoyed the movie, but I
Yeah,
fucking
this feels like a lot more lighthearted. It feels like closer to an actual kids movie for the Marvel universe.
well, I think more accurately closer to an actual comic.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's a part of why I really enjoy this.
Yeah, like
Reminds me of like mid 90s, early 2000s
yeah, I
comic
mean,
comic book films.
like I've talked about this before. Like Marvel Cinematic Universe has gradually been shifting the focus from like the cinematic angle to actually bringing in some of the comic book stuff, like Thor Ragnarok. That entire movie was very like it was really good and really comedic, and that's also like the visuals were very like trippy and like comic book esque. Like a lot of comic book visuals and just everything about them are supposed to be insane.
Yeah,
Like I think this movie pulled that off well without going too crazy. Um,
it really kind of did. Yeah.
yeah. And what'd you think about fucking just I don't remember very well. I know the movie's titled Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't remember at all in the first movie. Just Hank Pym having Wasp suit. Like I guess in the 2 years between, he must have developed it or something.
Well, the Wasp suit was made for his wife.
Was that? Wait, did they show? Oh yeah, wait, did they show that like after
Yes.
credits scene first
Yeah,
movie?
they showed the like them going into space.
Hmm.
Like when she goes into the quantum zone, as I want to call it.
Yeah. Okay, because I was trying to remember where the Wasp suit came from, like if it was his wife's or if it was like a new one.
It was a new one. I just
Hmm.
don't remember if it was in the post credit scene or not.
Anyways, there's the Wasp suit and the Ant-Man suit, and
Yeah.
there's I found it funny. Just this isn't a spoiler. I remember this is in the trailer. They're watching the Wasp fight, and he's just like, "But you give her wings?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Could you have given me wings?" He's like, "Yeah."
Yeah, that. Hmm. I don't know. They kind of just played off kind of goofy, and I have to say that it really works on this movie. So, okay, there's one problem that I had with this movie, which was the
Mm.
soundtrack. Because I can't remember a single fucking track in it.
I was about to say what soundtrack.
Yeah.
Well, okay, soundtrack, I don't remember, but I do remember a couple of good times when they used good sound design, specifically in the Quantum Zone. Uh,
Yeah.
just cutting sound entirely for a second. is always really nice. Like, it's a very nice contrast.
Okay. This isn't a spoiler because part of this is in the trailer, but one thing that I found funny was the when those dealers were starting to follow the WASP in the van.
Yeah.
Am I the only one who was thinking that the audio cue was gonna head in and 80s pop song was gonna kick it and turn into Baby Driver?
Yeah, they could have done something like that easily.
I think that's the only part that I can actually remember. There was something with the music that was good, and then
I mean,
nothing.
everything else is just generic Marvel fighting music or whatever.
Yeah.
Like
This movie could actually have used some Guardians of the Galaxy.
yeah, I was actually just thinking not from Guardians of the Galaxy, but Immigrant Song. They use that in Thor Ragnarok whenever he like powers up and starts fighting everyone.
Fuck. It's Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
Oh god, why am I blanking on the name? Let's see. It's the Immigrant Song.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got a really nice guitar, like a nice high vocal, and like it's a very hype song. Like it'd be cool.
Like for that fucking chase, they could have gone with a soundtrack, any fucking soundtrack, instead of the. I don't know what's the name of it is, but like when they have like a soundtrack that I just put to the music until someone else makes it.
Yeah, just
Ugh, fuck. Where's Doc when we need him? He knows what I'm talking about. He had a composer on his show before.
I mean, I've taken a few music classes. Let's see. I mean, I know like most Marvel films, they get composers to make music for the film, uh, if they don't have too many like uh individual hits, I guess.
Yeah.
Like even Deadpool, like Deadpool has its soundtrack, but there's still a few songs that are just very basic, like intense violins, heavy drums, like orchestral, sort of.
Wait, Deadpool? No. That's actually fucking the style of the artist who did the music. That guy has done so much fucking work in the past.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think, cause like, it's like whenever there's a tense moment, there's always just violins, and like loud bass drum. Like that's what comes to mind.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's kind of weird that Marvel is like the one. They do most things right at this point. Even with Guardians, that had a fucking fantastic soundtrack.
Yeah.
Yet there's not a single superhero theme that we can actually remember. I don't even know if they had a fucking theme at this point.
Guardians?
Anyone?
I know, well, okay, I think I know it's sort of a cop-out, but like fucking even though it isn't technically made for or by Marvel, certain songs have just become like basically theme songs for certain heroes, like the Immigrant Song for Thor. Like whenever you see Thor show up, you just instantly think of that, probably.
That's yeah, that's a bit too much of a cop out, to be honest.
Yeah, like I know they could make.
They could have made a actual theme song. I mean, even DC got that right when Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
I don't really like that theme song, but it's a theme song. It's memorable. You can actually remember where it's from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I think Marvel's just fallen into the hole of just the nostalgia hole of wanting people to remember older songs. Maybe.
Might be, yeah.
It's either that or nothing at all, basically, from Marvel at this point, because, like, with Ant-Man and the Wasp, they didn't really do that. But they also didn't really do anything too memorable, like original stuff, so...
Yeah, like, I can actually imagine a lot of the scenes from the movie being directed by Edgar Wright and having the audio kind of be synced up to the visuals during the entire movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, especially with the montage at the beginning when he's still in house arrest.
Mm-hmm. Well, now, that one... Okay, I do remember what they used for that one. They used the Come On Get Happy song.
Well, it didn't leave any impressions at this point. Also, welcome to the stream, Sisyphus.
Oh, hi.
Yeah, so I'm so fucking conflicted about this fucking movie. Like, I did really enjoy it, and I stand by the fact that I call it a solid 7 out of 10.
Yeah, this is the sort of movie where you go into it expecting not to like it, I guess.
Yeah, and you come out of it actually kind of liking it, but not to the extreme.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm trying to think if any other movie's done that to me recently. I mean, was Black Panther like that, or was it just expected to be good?
That was expected to be good. If you remember the whole fucking Rotten Tomatoes, like, it had a solid 98, I think.
Yeah.
On the opening weekend, and the opening week actually.
I can't remember the last movie that made me change my initial opinion of it.
Well, that kind of depends on what expectations you have, because Ant-Man, I love that movie. I don't expect a lot from sequels. That's my thing. I know how disappointing a sequel can be, especially after Kingsman.
Yeah, Incredibles 2 had so much hype behind it, though. Like, I don't know.
That movie doesn't arrive in cinemas here until like a month.
Oh, it's pretty good. I would see it whenever you get the chance.
Well, no, thank you. The problem is we're gonna have it dubbed, and there's not going to be a fucking chance for me to see it in English.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I would say Deadpool 2, but
no, I enjoyed Deadpool 2 a lot. For the comedy was actually still there, and the first 15 minutes of the film was amazing.
Well, no, I meant like in terms of like expectations going in, because I feel like with Deadpool it's a little bit different maybe,
Yeah.
just because you know it's Ryan Reynolds and he's gonna do all he can to like make the fucking best product that he can.
Yeah, and the wavelength kind of I don't know. It's kind of weird. Let's see. Where you out of I'm trying to get updated with the chat. At first when it was all Elastic Girl, but it was good. The thing is, I haven't seen Incredibles. I won't get a fucking chance to see it until it gets out on Blu-ray or something like that.
Just see it when you come here.
Yeah, well, if it's still out, then yeah, fuck yeah. I mean, while I'm still in the US, I'm hoping that they will show The Room in the cinema somewhere close by.
Yeah. Also, you think it's good for us to start the spoiler talk?
Yeah, I
Wait.
think we kind of need to, because there's a few things that I kind of want to talk about.
Alright.
Okay, so we both recommend the movie. Watch it in the cinema, definitely. But 3D, don't bother with it.
Yeah, well, in general, don't bother with 3D unless it's what you enjoy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can see this movie probably wouldn't be good in 3D.
No, it wasn't anything that stuck out, or especially after seeing, I don't know, the last 3D movie that I actually watched was Star Wars, I think, and that wasn't good.
Which one? The Last Jedi?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember the last 3D movie I saw, but anyways, let's talk about Ghost and quantum things.
Yes. Ghost. I'm so happy that Marvel finally is figuring out how to do villains.
Yeah, I mean, fuck, it took them long enough after what, like Iron Man. Well, okay, Iron Man 2 was
I don't think they have done a single good one in a while, except for, of course, Thanos.
Black Panther's villain was pretty good.
Yeah, and the Circus.
Yeah.
And the fucking the villain with the silly name. Yeah. I'm not too sure if they actually have done anything else that's been actually good when it comes to villains. Guardians 2 was okay, but it wasn't that great. And I'm probably biased because I like that actor.
It was good for character development, even though it didn't really show in Infinity War.
Yeah, I think they went backwards on the fucking progression with the characters in Infinity Wars.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. I enjoy how personal villains are becoming in Marvel films, especially in Ant-Man and the Wasp. This was like a very... I don't even know if I would call it a villain.
No, it's not a villain, but it's basically the antagonist of the movie. That's all.
Yeah.
And it's... The character is so fucking solid that I don't think I have anything to complain about.
Yeah.
Maybe being a bit of a spoiled prick, but besides that, nothing.
Yeah, and I was gonna mention, in terms of what I mentioned earlier with saving money on action scenes based on her abilities, which is just to phase through things.
Yeah.
I remember specifically one fight scene where she's just fighting Ant-Man, and they frame the shot like she's gonna like bust a table open, but she just phases through it.
Oh yeah, when he gets chased through the building when he's distracting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or in general, like the action scenes are all taking place indoors. There's 3 locations they use for action scenes, and then of course the car chase and so on. But the main action scenes are inside, with like 3 people at most.
Yeah, I really fucking enjoyed just how cool it was just every time Ghost showed up, just out of nowhere. Just especially whenever like dealings were going on with the black market guys and WASP, and then Ghost just sort of pops up and steals the thing.
Yeah,
like it was fucking like creepypasta-esque, just sort of.
Yeah, if they had shot it in a different way, I could actually see this working as kind of a horror inspired thing. Like, let Sam Raimi direct. If he directed this, that could have turned into some creepy shit.
Yeah, have the lighting a little bit darker and have flickering lights.
Oh god, I can see that happening.
Yeah, but as a character though, I think Ghost's motivations are understandable.
Yeah, like you get why this character is doing what she's doing. You understand the motivation and the fact that she doesn't want to die. Who would want to die? And she's in pain constantly.
Yeah, I mean it's the hypothetical that everyone is asked at some point, like, would you kill someone else to keep yourself alive? And her answer, of course, is yes, I would.
Yeah. Okay. I'm there at the end. I was kind of starting to get a bit pissed off at her because she's acting unreasonable. Especially when he, like, I don't remember the fucking actor's name. The guy from Matrix. We're saying that there is another way. You just need the help of the 2 scientists who's stuck in the machine that you're gonna fucking use to fuck up everything for everyone else.
Yeah, Lawrence Fishburne. That's his name. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like while it was unreasonable, it made sense in terms of what her character was going through. Because think about it, like, her brain was being split like a billion different ways, and like literally just gonna disappear from existence. Like, I feel like I would be making some really stupid decisions.
But here's the thing: this entire movie is taking place over the span of 3 days, roughly. And I don't know. Didn't he say that she has like maybe 2 weeks to live?
Yeah.
That's kind of the main problem I had with this, because she's panicking in the way that someone would panic a few hours before they know that they're probably gonna die from something really seriously.
Yeah, I mean, they also, I don't know, at the beginning, whenever they first introduced the issue, they say she has a couple weeks left to live, and then later on, she asks how I'm doing, and then he's like, you have a few days left at most, and
it's
I'm like...
still days. And that's like the day before the climax.
Yeah, so she could have definitely just waited, but...
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it's sort of like if you were told that you have 2 weeks to live, and someone wanted to sit down and make you wait for like 2 days before going on a fucking bucket list adventure. Like, I wouldn't want to wait. Although that's more so just because I want to do things to make myself happy rather than keep myself alive.
True. That's true. Also, fucking hell. I'm getting notifications on my computer.
Getting some electronic mail.
No, it's just the background music that I'm using while we're talking, because we have a tendency to kind of just take our moments to think about what we're about to say.
Yeah. Background music's always nice.
Yeah, and it's the soundtrack for for Skullgirls.
Ooh.
So it's really fucking solid. So yeah, besides that, I'm really starting to enjoy the chemistry between Ant-Man and Wasp.
Yeah. Yeah, I was really worried at the beginning of the movie whenever just both Hank Pym and his daughter are just mad at Scott for just stealing the suit and just sort of fucking off. Like, I was worried that was just gonna be the entire movie, but it turned out like they were able to resolve their issues.
Yeah, and I don't know, it kind of just worked. And
Yeah, I mean,
as you said, the daughter fucking saved the like a big part of the movie.
oh yeah, the fucking whenever the FBI came to his house like for the 5th time or whatever the fuck, and he wasn't there, of course.
Yeah, of
But
course
they had the big ant taking his place, and she went upstairs and saw the big ant just in the bathtub, and I fully expected her to just scream.
Yeah, that would be the standard way to do it.
But then I remembered, oh yeah, she's seen all this shit before in the first movie, so she's fine.
Yeah.
Like
that they subverted our expectations of the joke, and it paid off quite well.
yeah. Yeah, and also just I don't know, just the entire like I like how overly blown the whole relationship is between him and his daughter, and then him and his it's his ex-wife, right?
Yeah.
And his ex-wife's husband, and how like every time he hugs his daughter and his ex-wife, the fucking stepdad just like runs up and like just like, let me get in on this, and I'm just like, it's so wholesome and nice, like he's not being a dick. Like he could easily just be a dick.
Yeah. I'm just I'm kind of happy how they did that, because they didn't overdo it. That's the fucking main thing, because I've seen so many movies where this situation would end in a romance between the ex-wife and the main character.
Well, yeah, it also like, I don't know, for even though it's not aimed completely at children, for children who do see it that have that sort of situation, like divorced parents and a stepdad or stepmother, it makes them realize that, oh yeah, that's fine.
Yes, sometimes your divorced parents can actually be friends. Not
Yeah,
in my
like, that's
case, but in other people's case, yes.
Yeah, like that's something you never really see in media, is like
The positive
happily.
side of it, yeah.
Yeah,
A happy
something.
family.
yeah. though I could still feel like the underlying like probably reason the stepdad is like doing all of that is just to make sure he's not pulling any shit.
Oh yeah.
But like, still, it's still nice.
Also, I'm starting to actually realize who this movie is aimed towards. It's aimed towards fucking everyone. This is actually a fucking family film at this point.
Yeah.
And for once, I'm totally okay with that.
Okay, hold on, I gotta check something.
Okay.
Oh wait. Oh, okay. Never mind. I was about to say, did this movie have a lower budget than Deadpool 2? Because like
Probably.
no, it's higher by about 50 million. But it's still pretty low. It's 162 million compared to 110 million for Deadpool 2.
I guess a lot of it is because of the CGI that has to be done.
Yeah.
And that would make sense.
Fucking. I don't know why this thought entered my brain. I was like, oh yeah, they could have just cut down on things by just pulling a picture of Ant-Man into MS Paint and then just holding shift and dragging the corner and making him bigger.
Just Photoshop him into a small person. Yeah. No, I don't think that would go that well over with the Marvel crowd.
I would love to make that edit though. Just like you can clearly see the box that you're selecting him with. He's not even moving.
Yeah, I can see that. Someone doing that.
Yeah, that'd be a funny thing. But yeah, what else? What else? The whole relationship between Hank and his rival was pretty good.
Yeah, it felt like a normal rivalry that you would have with a coworker.
Yeah, and again, it was wholesome. It could have turned very violent, but it was very wholesome. Like, oh yeah, you screwed up my life, but also here's this thing that can definitely help you. And also, I won't tell the FBI where you are. Like that, and then like, there was one part where I felt really bad whenever Ant-Man, Hank, and the Wasp are all tied up, and then Hank pretends to have a heart attack just so they can escape. Like that.
Yeah, that was kind of shitty.
That was a dick move, cause like, fucking, I'm sure, fucking Ant-Man and the Wasp had no idea, or the Wasp might have had an idea, or she definitely knew, but
yeah.
Ant-Man didn't know. Cause that's fucking such a dick move, cause like they're like, oh yeah, fucking get the Altoids tin, that's his heart medication. He's like, okay, and then a fucking, what is it, something becomes big and like knocks him away.
Yeah, it's the ants,
Is it the ants?
isn't it?
Oh yeah, a bunch of big ants come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, I feel like that guy didn't deserve that much, but I don't know. It was still funny, but like in a sort of sad way.
Yeah. Now, okay. My main thing about this movie is nothing about the movie. I actually kind of love this as one of those movies that I can watch with like someone younger than me, like some family members or something like that. This is a good family film, at least within the Marvel part, all the way until the post-credit scene.
Oh god. Yeah.
That was kind of weak. That was really fucking weak.
I would say, if you're seeing this with family, just straight up don't watch the post-credit scene with them. Just don't, because it's really not worth it. Like, unless you care about like continuity shit, with like the other movies, because they did that. And I'm giving you a chance to click away now if you don't want that spoiler, because it's probably it's a stupid one, but it's a big one.
Yeah, and there's no way back now.
Yeah. That was so.
He gets stuck.
Okay, let's explain the scene. So, by now, we've basically spoiled the entire movie. So now, in the after credits scene, Ant-Man is being sent back to the quantum zone to get more quantum healing particles for Ghost, so that they can heal Ghost. and he's shrunk down, gets the particles, and calls back to the group of literally the main cast, excluding Ghost and the rival doctor guy. And then they're all dead. They got
Yeah.
Thanos.
And then it cut to the house, to Ant-Man's house, and the only person left there is the ant playing on the drums.
Yeah.
So I know exactly how they could have done this and just made it feel just as fucking horrible as the ending of the Infinity Wars. Just had her, like the daughter, be next to them while he's going inside.
Yeah.
Because imagine the fucking terror of being a father and not knowing what the fuck's going on, like, on the outside.
Yeah, and I'm sure, like, whenever they pick up Infinity War Part 2, they're gonna go over that shit because, of course, he's gonna have to come back from that. And help everyone out.
Of course. Like, he's not... Technically, he's not dead.
Well, no, I saw something interesting when I looked it up afterwards, like, people talking about it.
Okay.
I don't know if in the comic book sense it would make sense, but, like, do you think the Quantum Zone just makes you immune to any effect of the Infinity Stones?
I have no idea, to be honest. Like, that... Now you're just speculating.
Yeah, just because... I don't know, I don't feel like... Whenever he says half of all life is dead, I don't feel like that accounts for, like, fucking bacteria and shit.
True.
Unless...
But
I don't know.
What they do have now is a Deus Ex Machina, which is
Yeah.
Ant-Man. So if shit goes sideways, and they need someone to just pull a, I don't know, a backup plan. They have Ant-Man at this point, and I'm not sure how I feel about that.
I do know... Well, I won't say anything just because I've read the Infinity War, or the Infinity comic. And
Okay.
that's basically spoilers for the second movie. Not word for word or anything, because they change it, of course, but I do know that they're probably going to use Ant-Man as, like, a big plot point in the second movie. Because of the fact that they don't have certain other characters, and he's one of the only characters that can become super small. That's all.
Before this movie, I was kind of seeing where Marvel could go with the whole ending of Infinity Wars. After that, yeah, I trust Marvel to not screw this one up. It seems like they're having full control for once. After this one, I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
And
Also, the fact that they put the fucking question mark after Ant-Man and the Wasp will return.
well, the fucking Wasp is gone.
Yeah, like,
She disappeared. But as I said, if they wanted to make this an actual emotional moment, just include the daughter.
yeah.
That would have actually ripped some heartstrings.
Oh yeah, like, probably even worse than the fucking... What is it, the Spider-Man scene in Infinity War?
Oh god. Yeah, actually, yeah. Because I think a lot more people got invested between the relationship between Ant-Man and his daughter than between Iron Man and Spider-Man.
Yeah, I mean, because it's literally a family relationship, like,
Yeah.
that people can definitely relate to, like, all of the parents in the audience, and all of the children in the audience, and all of the people, just... Oh yeah. That's literally family. Like, I mean, it was bad enough that, like, fucking... They had just gotten his wife back. Hank Pym's wife.
Yeah,
And
they
now
got
she's
her back.
gone.
They've figured out a place to live. They're starting anew after how many years? Like 30 years?
30. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of like giving out some. You're giving out candy to someone, and then rip it right after. Like after you get the wrapping off, you take the candy away.
It's
It's not
like
yeah.
it's more like giving someone a $300 steak that's laced with fucking poison. Like they can enjoy it, and they can have a really good time eating it, but afterwards they're just gonna fucking die.
Yeah. And as I said, if they wanted to do this, they should have just gone all out. Just tug on the heartstrings. Just rip the heart out.
Yeah, or, oh, even worse, one of the after credit scenes could have been with the daughter and his ex-wife and stepdad, and
Oh
then
god. That
the
oh.
stepdad disappears, leaving the daughter and the mother to be just confused and sad.
No. If the kid disappeared, then oh god. I don't think anyone would have felt good about that.
Mm.
Or oh god, the kid getting left
The
alone.
kid, yeah, kid by themselves. Oh fuck.
That would actually kind of
I mean,
give me a pit in my stomach.
it's still a possibility because we don't really know what happened to them.
Yeah,
Like-
true.
Though I doubt we're gonna get any clear answer in Infinity War 2, just because it's got to focus on so many characters and shit.
Well,
No.
if Ant-Man comes back, then he's most likely gonna go, like, his first priority is gonna be his daughter, of course.
Okay, I do feel like in Infinity War 2, they've got to spend at least the first, like, 15-20 minutes just breaking down everything that's happened. Like, in a very sad, either, like, perspective from, like, Ant-Man or Captain America or Iron
Ant-Man
Man.
is still stuck in a quantum zone.
Yeah, it would be really cool to, like, see...
Him
Like-
being confused, worried, and not sure what the fuck to do.
Yeah, and then, like, what's his name? Bill Foster, the rival doctor man, scientist man, would just, like, use the quantum tunnel and bring him back. Be like, hey,
But-
where'd Hank go?
That kind of depends on where. Okay, it kind of depends on how far in Paul Rudd entered. Because is he
Yeah.
gonna get stuck in the whole loop and they have to wait for like 10 years to find
I
him?
doubt they're gonna do that.
Yeah,
He's-
I hope not. That would be a fucking dick move.
Yeah.
You guys actually seen the stills that they shot for Infinity War?
No, I actually haven't. And welcome, Doc.
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah, they shot stills, or they're stills from the set. America is in his Avengers 1 costume, So Ant-Man's going to play a pivotal role because of the fact that he's running around soaking up that quantum energy. Already stated in Ant-Man 1 and Ant-Man and the Wasp that that quantum energy could be used for time travel.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. That, I can see
Me
that
being a
working.
comic geek and trying to absorb shit.
Well, if they go as long as they don't try to over-explain it, I will be fine with it. If it's a simple explanation, like kind of like how the entire science in this movie was.
Already laid it down.
Yeah.
He basically already laid the track for it.
Yeah.
As long as the people are following along, they can do the same exact brief summary of, hey, quantum physics, we get quantum energy, and like Einstein said, it's possible if we can harness quantum energy that we might be able to time travel.
Honestly, that if they go with that, then I think maybe there's a chance that the sequel to Infinity War is gonna be decent if they can pull it off. For the love
Already
of God.
messed up the appearance of Adam Warlock, which was the only guy who could have stopped Thanos.
That's what I was saying earlier. I was saying, if anyone was going to take the place of Adam Warlock, it would probably be either Ant-Man or fucking, I guess, Doctor Strange. I don't know.
Wait a minute. I thought, no, Strange is gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
Oh yeah, so yeah, it would have to be someone who's left. Oh fuck.
Let me use my Google PhD, and I will search those pictures and put them in the chat for you.
All right.
Yeah, I remember seeing a picture of Ant-Man with Spider-Man somewhere, so I think I might have seen at least one picture of it. But still. Also, apparently there's a stream going on the Ralph's channel right now.
Corinne and Compton.
Oh, has she gotten the shot yet?
I don't care.
I mean, fair enough. Fair enough.
She has had enough sex for half the country, so if she dies now, she should still be fulfilled. Where am I putting this?
Put it in voice chat.
Drunk chat.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Let's have a
There
look.
we go. I'll put it in voice chat, text chat.
Oh. All right.
Okay, there's one shot, and in that shot you can see Sevens is wearing the original Cappy uniform. Ant-Man's back on the right of the picture.
Yeah, Ant-Man, Iron Man, Cap, and I'm guessing
yeah,
that's fucking
on the left, that is our pal Junior.
Yeah.
And apparently he's got old age makeup on.
Yeah, my question
Let me
is,
get another
is
good
that
one here.
is that supposed to be Hulk? Who's right next to
I
them?
think it might
I'm
be
gonna-
because the thing on
I'm
his
going to
back.
give you another picture here, which will clear that up a little bit better.
Of course.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like somebody in a mocap suit.
Yep. Cool. So they're finally gonna. They're gonna get fucking. I mean, I knew they were gonna have to get Iron Man and Cap back together. I'm just interested to see how they're gonna interact. That whole thing.
This one, this one's technically Robert Downey Jr.'s last contracted movies.
Yes,
movie for Marvel.
and I believe the same with Chris Evans.
Yep.
So I'm expecting both Cap and Iron Man to get X'd off. And maybe even Ant-Man?
Stark's hair is.
Oh yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah, he looks old.
I mean, they could easily.
What they're talking about is, from the leaks that I've been told, is that Ant-Man figures a way to get out of the quantum universe, and he was already at the end of that, at the add-on scene. He already had a big old jar full of quantum energy.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that's definitely going to come into play, and more than likely, he's going to come back to real time. Stark's going to be there. Stark's going to be able to harness the quantum energy and go back before Thanos snapped his fingers. All Avengers to go and fight him again, take a different tact, and more than likely, did they have him? Yeah.
Ant-Man wasn't in Infinity War, so that means that he have to go all the way back until the beginning of Infinity Wars on the spaceship.
No, they're going to go back to the Chitauri invasion.
Oh fuck!
Oh shit!
Back to Avengers 1. Now, how Captain Marvel fits into this, I don't know, but the way things are going, my guess is that Captain Marvel is going to take the place of Adam Warlock. KO on Thanos.
Have no idea.
I was trying. I was trying to avoid talking about the comic because it's not spoilers, but it's definitely like they're gonna take the same plot arc most likely.
Oh, and the original Captain Marvel, and I'm not doing the whole Marvel crap. It was Captain Marvel when I was reading him.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel also took on Thanos more than a couple of times in his books. You know, doing the whole SJW thing where it's like, you know, it's going to be a female. Okay, well then why don't we make it a strong female that's going to be able to beat Thanos? Happy all over the world.
Oh, it's going to be the Deus Ex latest edition.
Good one.
I mean,
aren't you glad I showed up so I could take these photos and sitting out there going, what the hell are they actually looking at? Well, go to his damn Discord.
Yeah.
Now on this one, notice that you can see all of them are wearing a specific device.
Yeah.
More than likely, that's going to be one of those quantum stabilizers that allow you to time travel.
Oh
yeah.
I thought they were gonna shrink Captain America and Iron Man.
Let's see, can I find any more good ones? I think those are the 4 good ones.
Yeah, the rest is probably like just some shitty pictures that doesn't tell much.
You can see it a little bit better. Those devices are definitely, time travel devices.
Yeah.
The picture sucked even worse. I mean, I think that, you know, definitely 4 is going to be the end. They're still saying that Galaxy 3 is going to introduce Adam Warlock.
Wouldn't that be a bit late, though?
I think that they're just going to introduce Nova, right?
It's already been introduced.
Well, yeah.
Here.
Well, if that's the case, all I know about the Marvel universe, cinematic universe that's upcoming, is the Spider-Man sequel where they're gonna have a Mysterio.
Dude, who is playing Mysterio?
I have no idea. That's
By the way, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 isn't coming out until 2020.
yeah. The next movie is Captain Marvel, and then it's the Avengers or the Infinity Wars Part 2. Actually, I skipped over one. Venom is technically MCU, isn't it?
It's not actually going to interact.
Yeah.
Well, they were talking
Proper.
about Spider-Man showing up at the end.
Going to be good about it as far as they want to borrow any of the, Spider-Verse characters. I mean, because shit, they finally just thing with Disney being able to buy Sony.
Yeah, and
Sony owns Spider-Man, but the script and the Venom movie itself was already done and filmed.
wait, really?
As much access as they would now.
Oh shit.
Trailers for it? It's in post right now as we speak.
Well, yeah. Wait, isn't Venom coming out in like a few months?
Coming out my butt. I don't know.
God damn it, Doc. Let's see. Those aren't time travel devices. Not.
October 5th, 2018.
None of them are. None of them looks like the
Oh, there-
DeLorean. Yeah. No. Do you expect them to?
And here's the thing. Captain Marvel gets pushed out of the Disney womb 2019.
Yeah.
And then Avengers Infinity War 2 back to back. That's my big reason why I think Captain Marvel is going to be the savior.
Yeah. Deus Ex Machina.
She's introduced, she's fresh in everybody's mind. So,
I mean, is she?
her movie's coming out a month before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're gonna pull off one of those Black Panther and then lead into Infinity Wars.
Yeah, I mean, because really, and the thing I liked about Infinity War is they did not spend a lot of time explaining characters. Somebody pulled the trigger, probably Kevin Feige, and said, listen, some of them 3 movies. Screw it, we don't need to explain anymore. If they haven't watched the movies, then they fucking need to go back and watch all, 18 or 19 movies.
Yeah, and okay.
They're not... So they're not going to deep dive on lore when they hit in Infinity War 2. It's going to be a brief recap and off we go.
Yeah, and the thing that I think Marvel finally have caught on to now is the fact that the standalone films that they're making, the good ones, have never been the main cast. Like let's say Thor Ragnarok, that was with Thor and the Hulk. We all saw how the first 2 Thor films went. Fucking shit.
The first one was a little too noble for its own good.
Yeah.
The second one was just pushing the universe along.
Yeah.
Be able to say, oh, this is an Infinity Stone, really. It's not some, red mist. It's, it's going to be important later.
Yeah, I think the main thing is that it's so forgettable. Also, I saw Taco enter the waiting room. If you want to get on, just enter the waiting room and I'll drag you in. No worries.
It's open.
Yeah. I'm gonna let the stream go on.
But
For...
also pretty
Oh.
is Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, I know.
Incredible Hulk was a steaming turd burger because they didn't know what they were doing with it, but they just knew that they had to put one out. That's why they haven't bothered. Hulk is a better side character.
Yes.
So he can't technically carry a movie.
I mean, Thor on his own, I don't think can carry a movie on either. Like, the first Thor movie was a good attempt, but they got caught up in the fucking romance.
Well, I mean, the guy who directed the first Thor film, Kenneth Branagh, is Shakespearean trained, and he's mostly known for bringing Shakespeare plays. So, I mean, he was the right choice for it.
Yeah.
But it was a completely different tone than everything else. Like how the Russo brothers, when they took over Captain America, more like you know, an action spy adventure kind of deal.
I'm back. Sorry.
Oh, welcome back.
Talking about Captain America?
We're talking about the fact, like, that Marvel is kind of catching on to the fact that their main Avengers characters, standalone films, have kind of been mediocre, mostly. And the side characters have had really a lot better films, like Doctor Strange, Ant-Man, Guardians...
Black Panther, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I will say this, and I don't care if I draw fire or not. Black Panther was a good movie. It wasn't a great movie.
I completely agree.
They put way too much emphasis on, oh, well, you know, this is an all-black cast. So what? They're all good actors. The script is passable.
So, Doc, would you agree that Black Panther is a blaxploitation film made by Disney?
Well, see, I came from an era where I could actually go to a movie theater and watch blaxploitation films.
Yeah.
And they weren't really going ghetto.
No, it's a high budget one.
But I mean, it's basically, this is how black people roll. Whole universe, when we already had an example of because there weren't very many black characters. I mean, until Jack Kirby introduced Black Panther, and oh god, what was it like in the 40s, in not the 1940s, but around issue 40 something,
something like that. Yeah.
I mean, this was mid 60s, and that was almost unheard of. I mean, there aren't very many black characters. Let's just face it. There weren't, because most of the comic consumers back then, white boys, were young or teenage white boys.
Yeah.
The need to put in a strong black role model. So that, because Stan Lee will take credit for it forever, but Kirby actually wrote that story and brought it into Stan.
Yeah.
And taking the Ultimate Avengers version of Nick Fury, there's another strong black character. Without that character, nothing ties together.
Yeah, I mean, they're also basically morphing Thor into Ultimate Thor. But they basically did that. Like,
yeah, I mean, you know, turned him into Storm.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I think it's the side movies that are going to keep the Marvel Universe fresh, like Guardians of the Galaxy, like Ant-Man, Black Panther counts.
I can even see a Thor Hulk film, another one, getting pulled off.
I think they're done with that since they, you know, everybody who's left is going to be back together, and everybody who's dust is going to negate it. But I think it's a brilliant move by Marvel by saying, yeah, hey, let's travel back in time. So we pare down the cast. A ton of heroes running around. We just have a core group.
Yeah,
How cool would it be, though? Because I don't know. You guys have read Infinity Gauntlet, right?
No,
I have.
I have not.
How cool would it be if Wolverine popped in?
Oh yeah, yeah, like the characters that they don't mention.
Because I mean, well, and because the Fantastic Four was doing something else. That's the main reason why you don't see them in the book, The Infinity Gauntlet. Something else.
Yeah.
So instead of just snapping the fingers and some of the teams left, wiped out all 4 of them.
Well, okay, Wolverine would be the easiest character to actually just implement into this. But if you're gonna...
It would be great.
Yeah,
if
like, Wolverine is always known as the guy who just kind of just fucked off and did what he wanted himself up until he joined the X-Men.
looking at you're looking at an ELE. So yeah, he would definitely jump in if nothing else to try to save his own ass.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or the ass of someone he cared about. Which usually ended with his wife getting killed in some way. Or his family. Or the students at the fucking Xavier school.
Is still adamant about doing the Dark Phoenix saga.
Oh god, why?
Why not?
Well,
Because that's the only thing that now when I was growing up, coming out, so I was reading them as they were coming out, and it was great. Like Saturday morning serials, man, you couldn't wait to read the next book to see what happens. But hipsters currently are just looking backwards or picking up trade paperbacks of them going, oh yeah, well, I guess this was kind of a decent story. It was landmark because it literally killed a main character. Not like that character stayed dead. Saying the only person that dies and stays dead in the Marvel Universe is Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
yeah, and I mean, Spider-Man's parents? Question mark?
Well, they were already out of the picture before the first book even started.
Yeah, well, we can thank Fox for that. That we can not say that that's actually completely right, since they brought back, yeah.
Well, you can say, Ditko and Lee that decided it, but they thought it would be traumatizing to kids. The gunman actually shot and killed Peter Parker's dad instead of his old Uncle Ben, because I mean Uncle Ben had expendable stamped across his forehead.
Yeah.
Since Marvel bought Fox, great working relationship with Sony. I think I said it wrong before, but yeah, Marvel did buy Fox. They technically haven't bought Sony yet. They
I don't think so,
probably
no.
will. I mean, just to buy the characters back, but now Sony's in the driver's seat. Like, if they want to do or have a character show up, there's a free exchange. The only one that's really fuckered up is Hulk, technically owned by Universal.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, they can still pull it off, I think, but there's going to be a lot of back and forth.
See if I can pull up that. There's a real neat infographic that they did about 2 years ago. Hell owns what? Find it. Oh yeah, there it is. That was easy. Okay. I'm copying it. Once again, if you're not in the damn Discord,
A link
then
in
it's
the
your own damn
description.
fault that you can't see this.
The sad thing is, I don't think there's gonna be a chance of Sony to, or that the Marvel gonna buy, or Disney in general gonna buy up Sony, because recently they've been pulling off some really good movies.
Well, but once again, you got to know that Kevin Feige's hand, Spider-Man: Homecoming. It was a joint property, but they still Marvel to come in and share their influence. Like, you know, hey, this is what made our movies good. Do you guys want to make a Justice League, or do you want to make you know, an Avengers movie? And they were just like, well, shit, go ahead, give us your suggestions.
Okay.
In the Discord is who owns what.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Cute. He did it, little chibi heads. Technically, this is the updated one. So, X-Men, they've got Fantastic Four, and by God, if they do another, you know, ELE, then it has to be either Galactus or Doctor Doom.
I think Doctor Doom would be interesting to see.
See him done right. The only one that ever did it right was the Roger Corman one.
Yes.
And they shit canned that one.
Yeah, they never released that one.
Got it, but they shit canned it.
Yeah.
That was the hot movie to get back in my convention days in the 80s. Early 90s. That was the one that everybody wanted to get their hands on. Everybody was trying to find a decent copy of it. Only thing you were getting were editor bay copies that were, you know, third, fourth generation. There, it has to exist, but Constantine Films is the one that has their hands on it, and they've shit canned and said there's no way that they were going to do it.
Yeah. Also, I'm just gonna point out that Farquaad want to fight us because Hasselhoff is the best Nick Fury.
I'm not going to disagree.
I don't know if I can disagree.
David Hasselhoff doing Nick Fury. I've got the movie.
Same.
Dude, I have extensive collections of live action comic book movies. Because I've been collecting them forever. And the ones that haven't DVD or Blu-ray, I still keep the VHS. Matter of fact, I just recently switched out the Captain America that had Salinger as the lead role. Red Skull was Italian. It was a retarded movie. It was horrible.
Wait, that was the 78 one?
No, that was the. I've got those two. The two made-for-TV movies were Red Brown.
Oh yeah, it was Red.
Those were back in the 70s. But this one, God, I think it was pretty much almost the exact same time that they were shooting that first Fantastic Four film.
90s.
93?
Yeah. No, 90s. When Matt's Salinger? Is that how you say it?
Yeah, Salinger. The son of J.D. Salinger.
Yeah.
So one of the jocks in Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah, I recognize this guy.
90.
Yeah, it came out in the 90s.
It wasn't bad, but you really have to watch Red Letter Media.
Oh, yeah.
A best of the worst for comic book movies. It ripped this one a new asshole. It was hilarious.
I'm just sad that they didn't cover like the 89 Punisher or Doctor Strange.
Again, those once again were made for TV movies. Not Punisher, the one with Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah, nope, that was not made for TV. That was actual.
Oh, you're right. It was not. But the Doctor Strange one definitely was.
Oh yeah.
Now, would you like a little piece of trivia?
Sure, lay it on us.
Okay. There was a studio called Full Moon Studios that were responsible for doing series movies back in the 80s, like Puppet Master and Subspecies and Trancers.
You just needed to say Puppet you just needed to say Puppet Master, and I already respect these people.
Well, here's the deal. They had a deal back in the 80s to do a Doctor Strange movie. To do it, they were shooting it. And then they found out that the people that they licensed the rights from did not have the rights anymore.
Ah.
Rather than shit canning the movie, because it was already in production being shot, want to see a Doctor Strange movie that's not a Doctor Strange movie, go pick up the flick or watch it somewhere, because I'm sure it's online someplace.
What did you call it?
Mordred.
Mordred. Okay.
He uses kind of the same. Well, you'll see when you watch it. You'll see Doctor Strange gimmicks being used. Changes made to the costume, and it was done by Jeffrey Combs of the Reanimator fame.
Wait,
he was also
really?
the weird FBI agent in Frighteners. Very, very interesting movie, because when I first watched it, it was a box video, so I picked it up at my local store. Anything that was full moon. And I'm like, damn, I'm surprised Marvel hasn't sued these guys for ripping off Doctor Strange. Then years later, the story actually comes out.
Yeah, I can see it now, yeah. This movie.
Dr. Mordred.
I'm gonna put a picture of it in the.
Man, I need to watch this now. Holy shit! And only because I'm a really huge fan of Reanimator.
In fact, I still have a Reanimator shirt, but since I lost all the weight, I can't wear it. It shows the actual poster art, and then the tagline is, he's got a great head on his shoulders and one on his desk.
Fucking of course.
Loves me some movies. Comic book adapted movies.
Yeah, I don't know. The thing for me is that I never really got into the comic book movies when I was younger. I managed to get a hold of like movies about normal comics, such as if you remember the Lucky Luke series.
Vaguely.
Yeah, when Terrence Hill. Like,
well, you gotta understand, you're what, in your 20s?
Yeah, I'm 23.
Back in my day as a kid, those were our myths and legends that showed up on the newsstand every month. That's why you'll see a lot of these fucking neckbeards out there, intellectual about, you know, comic books and their impact and blah blah blah, and they're just basically glomming on to shit that we politely said many decades before. You know, this is our stuff, and there's no way that they're ever going to be able to bring it to film as it stands. We kind of reserved ourselves and said, you know, well, you know, nothing ever good's going to come out. And then, what was it, 1978, they brought Superman out. Can't understand how much of an impact Superman had at that time unless you were there. It was amazing. I mean, the visual effects that they did were groundbreaking. Like, oh, those are played, those are kind of cheesy. Well, you know, it was 1978, you assholes.
Yeah.
Well,
And then
I'll take the 1978 one over Man of Steel any day.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
definitely. I mean, because I walked out of the theater and I believed that a man could fly. I got so in depth into figuring out. I was reading everything about how they did all the special effects, ways to fly him, and they not only used blue screen, but they figured out that they couldn't get the job done because it was a blue costume. There's where green screen was invented.
So that's the reason why they came up with green screen.
Screen was more of a neutral color.
Oh shit!
Chroma key it out.
That I didn't know that. The more you know, I guess.
We're still learning. Woo!
Yeah.
Although, if they bring Squirrel Girl into the Marvel Universe,
Oh,
bring it in. They better bring her in, not that SJW homely, overweight bullshit.
I hope not.
I want the original Squirrel Girl, the one that beat Doctor Doom, the one that beat Thanos.
Squirrel
Galactus, for
Girl.
God's sakes.
How? When the fuck did she get introduced?
Originally it was an Iron Man book. Actually took out Man because he wanted to get something off of his technology, so he was kidnapping him. And Squirrel Girl just happened to be there when Doom attacked, and she beat Doctor Doom by sending her squirrel minions to infiltrate into his plane. Panel. Wait a minute.
We have a question here from Fuckwad. He's asking, am I the only one here who actually likes Superman Returns?
Superman Returns, was that? Oh, that was the
2004.
kind of written by Kevin Smith one.
Yeah.
I have no respect for Kevin Smith because he made Batman piss himself.
Wait, what?
It's when he was writing, came up with the character Automatopoeia. Get off for that.
Oh.
Here's the classic panel that they always show. Wretched rodents, for every one I fling away, a dozen more vex me.
Oh my god.
That's great.
Oh, yeah, and Squirrel Girl has had... well, Squirrel Girl beats the shit out of Deadpool all the time.
Yeah.
She figured out how to beat him by using her squirrel nails. Little itty-bitty cuts on him. Multiple itty-bitty cuts. And just kept cutting him. And he bled out.
Holy shit. Okay.
And she's beaten Wolverine, too. But not the SJW one. The SJW one hasn't done dick. They were. It was an in joke created by the Marvel writers. Kind of throw it in. That oh yeah, you know, all these big forces come to take these cosmic threats, and there's Squirrel Girl, and she takes them out. The panel. Here's the panel when Thanos off screen.
Fucking off screen.
Also beat Galactus, I believe, off screen too.
Holy
Sorry.
shit. Honestly, the only comic that
There's
I've...
her
Oh, sorry.
Thanos.
Oh, oh god.
It was an inside joke. It was an inside joke. They threw in Squirrel Girl just to be goofy. Not that Squirrel Girl. The Squirrel Girl that's in that panel that looks like she could actually fight and kick somebody's ass instead of, you know, LGBT parade.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at the differences in design. I don't like the new one at all.
Now, the original one wasn't drawn so well.
Are you talking about, is it this one? Is this the actual original one?
That's the original one where she almost looks like a Harlequin.
Yeah. Yeah, that one is sort of weird looking.
It up, and I don't know if you guys ever read the what do you call it, the Great Lakes Avengers.
I did not.
Nope.
I would recommend because they are idiotic characters that are pretty fucking useless, like Doorman, and there's Big Bertha. God. Mr. Immortal just dies over and over again. Anytime they get into a big fight, he gets killed, but he always comes back. He's pretty useless, and Doorman is just basically makes doors that are like portals to go to places, but it doesn't have very much range. God, if you listen to, I forget which live.
He's doing. He did a seminar at a university, which is out on YouTube. Just search for Kevin Smith, Superman, and I think it's the first clip. It's like 15 minutes long.
Just some of his ideas, including the fact that that he actually did impregnate Lois Lane before he left. Doesn't get a writing credit on it, but he did get paid by Warner Brothers for that screenplay, and they used pieces of that screenplay since the Tim Burton Superman crashed and burned. It's basically they were supposed to go with Kevin Smith's script for Tim Burton's movie. He does. He brings in somebody else, completely rewrites it. Still had Kevin Smith's script, and Bryan Singer liked pieces of it, so they took pieces out. Now, Dougherty and Harris did actually write the movie. He doesn't actually get an actual build credit. Some of the ideas from the screenplay that Kevin Smith turned in, I should say. I haven't thought about trying to bring on to the talk show. I don't think I really want to talk to him. Kevin Smith talks enough.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything you could like. what the fuck would you ask him about? Like, think about it. He has 2 fucking podcasts, and he
Technically 3.
oh fuck yeah, he has 3.
And he'll hop around on all the other Smodcast ones if the ratings are dipping. He'll show up,
Yeah.
boost the ratings back up.
I remember listening to a few of his podcasts, and It
Now
didn't-
the one I like is still Hollywood Babylon, and
yeah.
I've actually sent an interview request for Ralph Garman,
Oh,
because
hell
Garman's the one who makes that show.
yeah, it is.
By the way, I did have a little bit of success. Got somebody to say yes.
Oh,
So have you guys ever heard of the No Sleep podcast?
you've talked about it a few times with me, yeah.
I've not-
Yeah, well, the guy who runs No Sleep podcast, David Cummings, is going to come on. He, of course, right now, because they're getting ready to gear up Halloween shows, because No Sleep podcast is a horror podcast. They're gearing up for the spooky months coming. So I won't have him on until November, but I had to say yes, so that's kind of nice. I like the guy.
Nice. Well, I think, what is it, Monday, I'm gonna have friends on my podcast.
Yeah, I'm gonna be on
Yeah,
their
I'm gonna-
podcast.
I'm gonna start rebooting that and actually making it more quality.
Wait just a second. Pretend I don't know that your podcast exists, which I don't. Tell me what it's about. Make me excited to come watch.
Well, my podcast is with just me and my best friend. It's called Another Great Episode. We normally have guests on and just talk to them about themselves, ask them things that we know that they're interested in, topics we know they're interested in, and then just sort of let it go from there. It's very loose. We have a loose structure most of the time. And so far we've not had too many people on that you would know. Well, we've had one person you might know on, but most of the time it's just friends, just talking. So yeah.
So who was the one that I might know?
Have you ever heard of Sleepy Cabin?
That's okay. An
Uh,
interesting, fun thing.
yeah. There was a guy named Niall Murray. He was a host of a podcast called Sleepycast, and I got him on my podcast, and we talked about stuff.
Honestly, it's especially if you're going with e-celebs, podcasters and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Hit it like 50-50 as far as asking people to come on. I know that's been my rate so far. Basically,
Yeah.
just saying, hey, this is what we do. Come on and shoot the shit.
Yeah, I've got another guy lined up for some time in a month or two. He's pretty busy right now, but he said he'd come on eventually. And you're also welcome to come on anytime if you want.
Dude, I'm a boring bitch. I don't know what we would have to talk about. I'd have to make shit up and
Doc,
pretend like a blackout.
I'm just gonna point out the fact that you and Trevor here sat around on my fucking stream for 20 minutes talking about rocks.
Oh, hey, I did get some new ones in today. I found
Son
out.
of a bitch. Actually, you guys gonna have to take that one-on-one, because I actually have to go to bed because I have
shit.
work in like 6 hours.
Oh fuck.
Yeah. So, Doc, real quick, Your thoughts on Ant-Man?
Ant-Man and the Wasp wasn't bad. It was a popcorn movie. You could see where it was just pushing it along to get to. It was basically a function movie where, okay, this stuff exists. Now we know about the quantum realm. Now that can be applied in the next Avengers movie. So I think it did its job. It was funny at parts. But, I think they used the giant man thing a little bit too much.
Yeah. I can't say I disagree with that. I would say it's a good family film, actually.
Yeah.
Isn't it a PG-13?
Is it?
I think it is.
Violence.
I mean,
I'll check.
Well,
it's very blam pow, like basic comic violence, like nothing too crazy. Like
It's that jerk off Steven Spielberg that started all that crap with, well, my movie's not that bad. You should make it a PG-13.
oh,
Yeah, Ant-Man and Wasp is PG-13 for fantasy violence.
oh, fuck off.
I have my problems with Spielberg,
I do too.
especially after the new one.
And that Ready Player One.
Yeah. Me and Trevor here, we did a hour and a half review like earlier this year.
Yeah.
I wasn't too happy about it.
Well, and I'll be honest with you, because of my age, I'm so not into the culture that they were pulling from. It bored me. It bored the shit out of me.
Yeah, that I completely get that. Personally, I hated the fucking plot. The characters were boring. I just want to be entertained. That's what I look for.
I think you got too caught up in doing eye candy.
Yeah, they definitely did.
Oh yeah.
Like, hey, we can use all these characters from all these video games and all this. Well, it's more 90s. I would call it more 90s pop culture.
Yeah, the 90s, 2000s.
Just on the fucking story, and then when they had the final solution for the key, I'm just like, are you kidding me? Did you guys just like pull this out of your ass and say, well, yeah, we can do it this way, you know, just go backwards?
Yeah, that I don't know, that was sort of shit. Like anyone could have solved that if they knew anything about the fucking game.
Yeah.
Could have been high and solved that. I mean, really fucking high. Like shit melting around me. Me losing the walls of perception. Going into a Doctor Strange Steve Ditko drawn fantasy. And I could still figure that shit out.
Yeah, and the only part of the movie that I really enjoyed is still this Shining scene.
Yeah. The Shining scene was alright.
I mean, you know, a broken clock is right twice a day.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to get something, right?
Yeah, and I don't know if anyone actually have said anything negative about that scene. But personally, I think they really did well to recreate a lot of the scenes that had to be recreated.
Yeah.
So gonna have to send you my bootleg link, because if you can't find it in your country, if I reference a movie and you want to find it, this is probably one of the best places to go.
Okay.
I'm throwing it into chat as we speak.
Box office.
And on to Blackout's Discord, then F ya.
Yeah.
The link.
Link is in the description. Also, I forgot to say hi to Fuzels in the chat. Welcome to the stream. Long time no see, mate.
Yeah, the man himself.
Yeah, it's the man, the legend, the YouTube famous Fuzels.
Yeah, a Fuzel sounds like, you know, one of those 80s retro plushie dolls, like My Pet Monster.
That's what he is.
Buy and trade your Fuzels today.
Well, I mean, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, fun fact. If you want to see footage of me in real life, there is on his channel.
You just doxed yourself,
Naked?
man.
No, not naked. No one wants that.
Why would I tune in?
Well, you get to see me eat a deep fried Twinkie.
Yeah, you get to see European
okay.
freak out about American food.
It was bad. Like, really bad.
Apologize right now because they do not have Dr. Mordred. That sucks.
Huh.
3 Captain America movies.
Let's see.
I mean, the 3 TV and then the one weird Italian Red Skull movie.
I still like that imagery that I immediately thought of in my head of just Italian Red Skull.
Let's see.
Watch the movie, you will go, fuck, because he speaks in an Italian accent.
Oh, fucking wonderful.
in Italy because they got a money break for it. So they're running around this Italian castle with an Italian Red Skull.
That's great.
Here, put one more link in.
Yep.
To get these guys to show ever since I started it, I would love to get Red Letter Media on.
Ooh.
Oh, that, yeah.
Curious.
I really wanted to have a chat with either Mike or Jay. Like,
Which would be fun.
yeah.
Link people to the this is Red Letter Media doing Best of the Worst, and they review Supergirl, Captain America, the Italian one.
And Fantastic
They
Four.
do Fantastic Four as well.
Yeah.
And it's funny.
It's me, Red Skull.
Camilla, it's the Red Skull.
Hey, it's a me.
God
I'm a
damn.
bust you into space. Yeah, apparently one scene where Red Skull, you know, this is back in the 40s before they jumped to the process, and they literally strap his ass to a rocket. They strap his shield with him to shoot him at the White House and blow up the White House.
What?
He's passing over. There's a little kid with a camera who takes a picture of the rocket going over. And, you know, a rocket only goes, what, maybe a couple few 100 miles an hour?
Yeah.
Make sure it ends up clear as day. You could see Captain America strapped to a fucking rocket. Now, here's the funny thing. Becomes the president. Red Skull kidnaps the president. And Captain America comes and rescues him and says, "You're Captain America. I remember you. I saw you flying over on a rocket like 40 years ago."
I remember seeing
that was you?
God damn.
What?
I I need to see that movie again.
Oh, dude, it's bad. It's
It
bad.
It's bad, but it's in the good way. It's the type of movie that you have a drink and watch.
You would not be to have several adult beverages around.
That's the best
It was
way.
directed by the same guy, the same schlock master who did did Brain Smasher, A Love Story, the Andrew Dice Clay movie.
Have never heard about that.
Oh, it's horrible.
Oh, perfect.
Wait a minute. Albert Pune is probably one of the worst directors until Uwe Boll hit the scene. And was he a douche nozzle? Agree to the terms of service. I agree to this. Proceed. Fuck off. Send you the direct link to Captain America 1990 as well. Here's more incentive, people, to come be part of Blackout's Discord.
Yeah, link in the description.
There it is. It sucks. Just like a hooker with no teeth, it sucks so good.
Have no experience with that scenario, but if you say so.
Hookers? You don't have any toothless hookers in your country?
We don't have any hookers, as far as I know.
Not looking hard enough.
I know. I have to go down to the capital if I want to find that.
It's kind of like the Thieves Guild in Dungeons and Dragons. You may not see them in every town, but they're there.
Oh boy. Yeah, most likely. Okay,
Yeah.
so
I'll shut up because you want to go to bed.
Yeah, I kind of need to go to bed.
Yeah.
I have to get up. I have to get up in 4 hours, and then go to our work in 6. So chill your shit.
Yeah. You go first.
Yes,
Doc.
sir. Let's see. This Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're having Cognitive Thought on. And we're going to be talking about... it's going to be a reverse of what we talked about before about getting deported with Otis Gyri. We're talking about someone who's coming to our country to gain citizenship, to become an American.
To get away from the UK.
Wouldn't you? I mean, really?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I mean, because there's no sign-up sheets for Muslim rape gangs.
Yeah, no, oh, fuck off.
Yeah, we do that on Tuesday. It's Doctor on Call. If you guys want to find me, then yeah, it's just me, Mario.
Okay, Trevor.
Yeah. I host a podcast called Another Great Episode on a channel called AnotherGreatChannel. I'm gonna start posting again soon because I'm gonna have Blackout on Monday, and I'm gonna upload the video sometime after that, hopefully within a couple days.
Yeah, and you can.
Yeah.
And there's gonna be an announcement.
So you don't go live?
No, we don't go live just because I like to edit the audio and make it sound a little bit better than it could.
You know, this is as good as Blackout gets, so you might as well just roll live.
I mean, yeah.
Thanks, Doc. Thanks. Josh, for fuck's sake, we're live.
Yeah.
God damn it. He's just... God damn it.
Live where? On Twitch?
We've been live on YouTube for the last 2 hours. Now,
Oh,
fuck
yeah,
off and
stream.
let me finish up. There we go.
Trevor, let him do his wrap up.
Yeah, so... on that podcast, there's gonna be an announcement, so look forward to that. And I'm gonna probably have a few streams during this week probably gonna be around the same time, because I'm gonna work evenings for the next week. That's gonna be fun. And by the end of the week, I'm gonna have Broski on for interview. Yeah, so that's gonna be fun. I don't know if we're gonna stream it or if we're gonna do it live. Keep an eye on my Twitter for that at @NoFinalBlackout, and that's gonna be the end of this stream.
See ya.
Oh shit.